There used to be a time that one had to search the internet for feminist and gynocentric content. Now it's ubiquitous. I can't avoid it. It's fed to me with a shovel. It's front page on my newspaper, the radio, the TV, out of the mouths of family and friends, everywhere. And parenthetically, I'm told I should have the manners to keep any contrary opinions to myself. Gynocentrism is like having only one radio station to choose from, with the same 10 commercial chick songs on loop. That's all that's allowed to be heard, and I should love it.
You don't like this song?
No. The dogma is relentless, and then they deniably ask,
why do men squirm every time we irritate them like this? They're such crybabies.
This news is about a week old, but I haven't had a chance to produce the video till now. But you've probably all heard the next Doctor Who is going to be a, wait for it, a woman. Wow, so progressive, right? That came out of creative left field, didn't it? What brain power studios have these days? I can just imagine the weeks and months of boardroom meetings by people in black skivvies sipping lattes that went into this groundbreaking decision. The entertainment and media's tepid, creative decisions remind me of that scene in the 2011 comedy sci-fi movie Paul, you know, the one where Seth Rogen voices the alien. Anyway, there's that scene near the start where the writer character in the movie shows the cover of his new manuscript to someone, and the cover depicts an illustrated alien female with 3 breasts, and the person looking at it goes, cool, 3 tits. You know what could have been even better? 4 tits. Yeah, brilliant, man. And this is how I see this decision regarding the genius move to cross-dress Doctor Who into a female and pat themselves on the back. Look, it's not so much that I'm disappointed that this is the extent of what passes for original thought in Hollywood and media today. You know, tweaking a popular time-tested piece of creativity into a quick marketable buck like they've been doing with comic books in movies for a while now. Change the gender, the race, the costume, the origin, etc., and then pretend you've created something wholly original from scratch. It's lazy. My beef is that these people just don't care about the thing being warped. They don't care about the integrity of Doctor Who here. The fans do, however. That's why they make a fuss. They care about what they love. And my big feminist Australian newspaper here in Melbourne doesn't see the point either. This was the article a few days ago titled,
Cry Me a River, Doctor Who brings out the MANBABIES. The age, July 17th, 2017, by John Birmingham.
MANBABIES. Okay, so right off the bat the writer is shaming men as babies.
If giant man-babies are crying for the wambulance, then all is good in the world. And yesterday, thanks to Doctor Who, they cried a river.
The gloating by this guy, the self-serving giddy pleasure this man gets in telling us that when men are annoyed or voice concerns with something they care about, then all is good with the world. Because most of the predominantly male fan base of Doctor Who, and yes, I know women like Doctor Who also, but it's mainly men. Can we agree with that? Good. So many of the male fan base were annoyed that their entertainment is being used as a political pawn in a game of clownish cross-dressing. How would women feel if we turned Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City into a man? I'm sure women would absolutely love it, right? Carrie can be a man now, right? Yeah, I'm sure they'd love that. And look, I know Doctor Who can technically change his form into whatever he wants when he enters his new shell. I get it, but I'm talking about the fans that like the fact that the male aspect of Doctor Who was essentially fixed. You could technically also make Luke Skywalker change himself into a woman because he's so powerful with the Force theoretically, but one can't deny that the fanbase would see right through it as a leftist PC stunt rather than any true adherence to the core of the entertainment and what made it so popular. Changing fundamental aspects of time-honoured and proven things cannot, I contend, be flippantly changed for fun without the people who love the thing saying, whoa, why are you messing with the thing I love? Why are they surprised at fans defending what they love? And you can tell this writer in this newspaper isn't a fan of Doctor Who.
Well, okay, a few of them did, but it was only because Doctor Who turned into a lady, not because of equal pay or adequate funding for women's shelters suddenly turned into a real thing.
And here we see that this dickhead reveals himself as a feminist. Only because the Doctor turned into a lady? Oh, us little boys are crying over such trivial things, aren't we? Why aren't we crying over the real issues like equal pay and equal funding for women's shelters? Firstly, and fortuitously, yesterday my newspaper just published an op-ed stating that Jodie Whittaker will be getting paid exactly as much as her previous Doctor Who actor, so keep your panties on. And on the pay equity point, you're still crowing about the gender pay gap again? There is equal pay between all people who do the same work, the same hours, and the same experience. It's against the law not to. They just keep repeating this bullshit. And secondly, equal funding for women's shelters? What? Are you fucking kidding me? You think women are underfunded? I'm not even going to bother with that ludicrous point. It's like the wage gap. You debunk it point by point, then they come back tomorrow and screech the same thing again and again like parrots.
Wage gap, wage gap.
Anyway.
But you take your fun where you can find it in this fallen world of ours.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Laugh at old-fashioned values of men and take joy in ridiculing it. It's feminists like you that have made our world fall in the first place. I love the advocation of responsibility.
The world is shit, but I'm encouraging it to be shit.
Fucking leftist feminist moron.
The BBC's big reveal of Jodie Whittaker as the next Doctor promised to be great fun.
Yeah, temporary fun for you feminists. And then after a few episodes, you'll move on to your next thing, bankrupting what is left of Doctor Who for the remaining fans. Most women are like locusts. They devour one thing, then move on without a thought to the next. Ask any divorced man. Ask any woman who likes shopping week after week.
With less time than it takes a weeping angel to transport a man-baby back to a time when men were men and really didn't bother themselves with silly shit like this, my Twitter timeline erupted, mostly with celebration, but also with the battle cries of culture warriors.
When men were men, they did speak up about it, you idiot, like they are trying to do now. But you're shaming them. Back in the day, men told women, no, you can't enter this men's club. And that was that. But you want men to just listen to mummy feminism without a peep when she intrudes, like she's doing now with Doctor Who. The sophistry is incredible.
Yes, some permanently angry basement trolls added a few cents to their mums' power bills, running their old Pentium boxes at white heat to spew extra streamy geysers of bile onto the BBC for ruining their childhoods.
Oh. Ruining their childhoods? Look, idiot. Do you clap and cheer when you walk past your old childhood home where you had fond memories of growing up and they've now built an ugly apartment block? Do you cheer, this is wonderful, I'm so glad that this is here instead of what I used to love as a child? You, sir, are a schoolgirl. You even write like one.
But it was too early for Sky's nightly fox-like chorus of jabbering idiots to bring their special brand of stupid to the party and, well, most people either didn't seem to care or thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, geez. If no one seemed to care, then why did it light up social media? Why were you able to publish it in my main newspaper as an op-ed like this? No one cared? You're not even making sense.
There was a nice video of a young girl getting very excited by the new Doctor Who being a girl.
Yeah, of course. Point to a young girl that gets excited over Doctor Who in drag. She also probably got excited over Wonder Woman. What's your point? How about you show the other side of the coin? A little boy crying when he hears Doctor Who will be a chick. How about that? No? Oh, okay, only women's cheers or frowns matter. Got it.
There was Mike Carlton harumping that he always thought the show was tedious and infantile and couldn't care less about a female doctor.
Because Mike Carlton doesn't care about Doctor Who, just like you don't. But unlike you two selfish idiots, I can perhaps empathise with lifelong Doctor Who fans who may, just may, want their childhood memories to continue for Doctor Who the way they've always loved them. Destroying the fabric of what antiquated people love reveals your complete lack of care about them and what they like. Why not go and make your own female Time Lord or popular character that would compete with Doctor Who? Yeah, but you can't. Like almost everything else, feminists like intruding into male constructs that have been built over time rather than build your own. And then you simply say,
grow up, boys, why can't we play too?
And the answer is because you'll ruin it. And most men have the ability to see a few steps ahead, unlike many women, and the logical result of what will probably eventuate. Women largely can't see this, and they don't care.
And there is the inconvenient truth that, other than a complete lack of imagination, there's no narrative reason the Doctor can't be a woman.
No, it's your complete lack of imagination that you can't construct a new series with a female lead that will have an avalanche of people wanting to watch it. So as usual, women just inject themselves into something already built by men, in this case Doctor Who. If you want to talk about imagination, why don't you create your own thing from scratch and let's see its popularity.
Time Lords are a race, not a gender. Neither upper body strength or a dangly reproductive system are prerequisites for piloting the TARDIS.
This last line is the only thing that makes any sense, but it's a minor point regarding why people are making a fuss over a female Doctor Who. Yes, Doctor Who could be a woman, but should he be? What will probably be lost in the show? That's the question I'm asking. Obviously, like most female thinking, you cannot see past your own immediate selfish and intruding needs. Male thinking is asking, what will be lost? What could be ruined going forward? I think for Doctor Who fans, a lot could be. The fans are complaining that Doctor Who is essentially cross-dressing, and it's just a clownish representation of Doctor Who to long-time fans. And look, you're going to have your cross-dressing Doctor Who now, fine. Enjoy your girl-pumping victory dance as men squirm again. It seems to be your favourite pastime. What's irritating to many guys like me who oppose gynocentrism is its prevalence of female nature to intrude into male space. And if men dare object and say no, women can't seem to accept this no as an answer.
Why can't we?
Women will say, how about you just accept my fucking no without the side order of shaming and ridicule? How about that? Anyway, commiserations to Doctor Who fans. Later, gentlemen. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe or donate to my videos. Thanks.